With a UAE foundation, flexibility matters. Once it is set up, the real question is whether you are locked into the structure or whether it can adapt as your life or business changes. Over time, priorities shift, families grow, businesses evolve. A foundation that cannot adjust quickly becomes a constraint rather than a solution. So in this video, we'll look at how much flexibility a UAE foundation actually allows, what can be changed, what cannot, and how to structure it properly from the start so you retain control as circumstances change. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Waheed and I'm the co-founder at Lepidus Wealth, where we help our clients with asset protection and succession planning. And if you would like our help with the same, you can request a free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link in the description below. Now, first, let's clear up how a UAE foundation works at its core. When you set up a Dubai foundation, you lay out the beneficiaries, those who can receive benefits from the assets, and the purpose, which is the guiding mission or objective of the foundation. You then appoint a council to oversee the decisions and sometimes a guardian who can supervise the council itself. At the point of setup, you draft the foundation's charter and bylaws. These documents are legal DNA of the foundation. But what happens if you need to adjust them later? The good news is that UAE foundations in Dubai are designed with built-in flexibility. As the founder, you have the ability to change beneficiaries or purposes, provided you have kept the right powers when drafting the charter. For most high net worth clients, this is a deliberate choice at the setup. You can reserve this for yourself or a trusted advisor, the authority to amend the list of beneficiaries or update the foundation's purpose, if ever there is a need to do so in the future. This is typically called a reserved power, and it gives you the future optionality without having to dismantle the whole structure. Now let's look at how this works in practice. Say you start a foundation to benefit your immediate family, but later you want to include grandchildren or perhaps a charitable cause that's become important to you. If you or your appointed protectors hold the relevant reserved powers, a simple amendment to the foundation's bylaw or charter can achieve this. But it is subject to requirements set out in those documents. The process is straightforward and in most cases can be done without going to court or facing excessive delays. The key is to ensure that the right mechanisms are drafted into your foundation at the start. However, there are limits to this flexibility. If you didn't reserve amendment powers at setup, or if you have put in place strong restrictions to protect the foundation from outside interference, you might have created a structure that's deliberately rigid. In those cases, making changes becomes much more difficult. For some families, that's exactly what they want, an unbreakable set of rules that can't be changed easily even by the founder. For other families, retaining some flexibility is crucial. The right approach depends on your long-term goals and the risk tolerance. Another practical point is how these changes are recorded and enforced. In Dubai, every amendment of a foundation's charter or bylaw must be properly documented and, depending on the jurisdiction, filed within relevant registry such as the DIFC or the ADGM authority. This ensures transparency and legal certainty. Beneficiaries, especially if they're already named, may need to be notified of the changes, and it's essential to work with advisors who understand the administrative process. This keeps your foundation in good legal standing and ensure that banks, regulators, or counterparties have full confidence in the structure. Some clients ask about changing the purpose of a foundation. Maybe you started with a private wealth focus, but now you want to shift towards philanthropic activities or vice versa. Again, this is possible, but only if you have retained the necessary powers to do so. The foundation's purpose, once changed, must still fall within what's allowed under Dubai Foundation law. It can be broad, such as holding family wealth or advancing education, or very specific depending on your wishes. Your legal counsel can help draft language that keeps the door open for future adjustments without exposing the foundation to uncertainty or risk. It's also worth comparing this flexibility to what you get in other common law or offshore jurisdictions. Many traditional trusts or offshore foundations can be changed, but often only by a trustee or with the consent of all beneficiaries. UAE foundations allow for a higher degree of founder-led control, provided you plan for it at the start. This is one of the reasons international families and entrepreneurs choose Dubai as their base. You can balance protection with flexibility, all in a transparent and compliant environment. That said, there are scenarios where you should be cautious about making frequent or late stage changes. If your foundation is already being used in banking relationships, joint ventures, or succession planning, any amendments must be carefully coordinated. Sudden or unexplained changes can raise questions for regulators, banks, or even family members. It's always best to consult with experienced counsel before initiating a major change, especially if large sums, sensitive assets, or complex family dynamics are involved. Sometimes a founder might wish to give up all powers after the setup, so the foundation becomes completely independent. This is often done for asset protection or estate planning reasons. Once you give up control, you can't change beneficiaries or purpose, and the structure stands on its own. For families who want peace of mind and certainty for future generations, this option provides maximum security but zero flexibility. That's why the choice between flexibility and rigidity should always be deliberate and documented properly. For most high net worth clients, retaining some ability to adapt the foundation to the future needs is ideal, whether it's updating the list of beneficiaries or include new family members, shifting the focus towards charitable giving, or adapting to tax or legal changes in other countries. The Buy Foundation regime gives you the tools if you plan ahead. If you're already running a UAE foundation or considering one, it's essential to review your charter and bylaws regularly, especially after a major life event or changes in your financial or family situation. Even if you haven't changed anything yet, knowing exactly what's possible and what's not is always helpful. If you would like our help with the family foundation or your succession planning in general, you can request a free and customized asset protection plan using the link in the description below. Well, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.